Hello, my name is Prime, and welcome back to ATS Showcases, and today we are going to be delivering some milk from here in Kansas City. We're on the Kansas side of the city, and we're going to be heading down to Rolla today, and to do so, we're going to be driving this Volvo VNL 860, the Globetrotter XL, with our ownable reefer trailer, and given that probably 90 to 95% of the roads we'll be driving on today are highways, I think the VNL 860 is the perfect fit. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this Volvo started up and get on the road. The only third-party modification I am using today is a free traffic mod for the AI. That is a mod on the Steam Workshop, and I'll have the link for it down below. Otherwise, everything you hear, especially, is American Truck Simulator through and through. All right, it's time to get rolling. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I certainly am. It is great to be back here in ATS and great to be driving this Volvo once again. I love the Volvo VNLs, especially the newer ones that are here in ATS. They are just wonderful trucks to drive. It looks really good here on the interior. This is the premium interior, or limited edition one, basically, the luxury version of the Volvo VNL interior for American Truck Simulator. Absolutely wonderful overall. And as I mentioned, there are no sound mods in today's video. Believe it or not, everything you hear is just American Truck Simulator. I am using, as I mentioned just moments ago, the AI mod for the different traffic density and so on. It makes it more realistic. That's the goal. I tried it out previous episode, turned out really well, and I think it's a good addition to continue to have. We're gonna let me through. There we go. Okay, it was a major delay on the on the toll there. Well, that's okay, or the security boost. That's fine. Making sure we're not taking the wrong freight out of here. We are hauling milk, as I mentioned, today from here in Kansas City down to Rolla, not Rolla, Rolla. Got that correct, and I'm gonna try to make sure that I don't mess that up once again, because I know I've been corrected a few times on that, and admittedly I kept messing it up. So we're not going to do that today. Heading to Rolla, and I think it's going to be a wonderful delivery, something we haven't really done, well, to be honest, ever. I don't actually know if I've ever hauled milk in a video, believe it or not, but we are hauling final packaged milk, is what I'm going to class it today, not bulk milk from a farm, which I guess makes sense for where I think we're driving from and to today, but I guess we'll have to find that one out. Otherwise, I think it's going to be really quite nice, mainly highway driving, so we can cruise and chat and, well, get caught up here with all the things with ATS. Now, I must say there has been a lot going on and a lot happening that realistically, I've tried to talk a little bit about it in previous episodes, and I know I'm trying to get more consistent with things, and I'm very happy to say that I finished my Simrig Reno, which I will talk about probably a little bit later in this video in more depth. I'll circle around to it. However, trying to get more things consistent. We've talked on a number of bits of news and what's coming up for ATS and so on. But most recently, actually, we just got a blog post on the Iowa DLC, another one to be specific. This one on the ethanol plants that will be included within the DLC, a first for ATS, which is very, very lovely because, well, farming to start, agricultural in general, the agricultural industry of Iowa is huge. And to go alongside with that is ethanol. Ethanol is a huge industry in Iowa. In fact, it makes a huge percentage of the, how many times can I say huge in this sentence? But it makes a large, ooh, cut that corner a little bit. I know it's not going to be happy with me. Oh, we got to go into a way station. That's why it's not happy with me. Okay, well, we will do that game. Don't worry about that. Where was I? Yes, ethanol in Iowa. So the state makes a lot of ethanol for the U.S., long story short. And so it's a huge industry in America that SCS Software is wanting to add for the Iowa DLC. And I'm very happy to see it coming in. And so, for those who don't know, ethanol is made from corn. It's not made of it. It's made from corn. And the plants are huge facilities. And generally speaking, at least from the looks of the screenshots from that blog post, and I did a Prime News on it, by the way, so you can check that out if you wish. A lot of the goods going in and out of the facility are done by truck. And that's the case in real life. It's the case in American Truck Simulator. So it's going to be a huge industry for us to deliver to and from. Lots of goods going out of it. Obviously, bulk corn and agricultural products will be a primary cargo type, especially going into them. Now, coming out of the facilities, there'll be mainly the different hazardous cargoes I'm assuming ethanol itself being hauled in tankers. I would assume so. I think it's a fairly safe bet to make, but you know what? Oh man, the camera went a little bit skyward on that turn. I do apologize for that. I would assume it's a safe bet to say ethanol would be coming out of the plant, because what's the point of having an ethanol plant in ATS if you can't haul ethanol out of it? So we're going to hope that's the case. But otherwise, there'll be, I'm sure, potentially heavy hauls to it, but definitely big industry pieces or big industrial parts, basically, that will be hauled to the plants as if they're doing upgrades or maintenance and so on. And one thing I really find interesting, if SCS Software did this with their cargo, and maybe they will, maybe they won't, but it was this idea sparked actually from looking through the blog post, at least on my end. The one facility, I believe it was Mason City. I'll correct it in the little text on screen if not, but I believe it was the Mason City facility for the ethanol plant, have the world's largest kind of freestanding grain bins in the world. Well, I guess that's how world's largest works. But they have the largest grain bins, and they have not. Well, they built the biggest one. And we actually got to go right here towards St. Louis. Follows the signs there, Prime. It's a good idea to do. And they have the world's largest grain bin. It's massive. It can fit like a Boeing 767 in it, something like that. Huge plane. Fit the whole plane sitting inside it. It's like 150 some feet tall and 165 feet diameter. It's a huge grain bin. Absolutely massive. Holds over 2 million bushels of corn. Insanity. But they have two of them. So that facility definitely will be getting a lot of bulk corn. But what I was thinking with that is, in terms of the different more industrial pieces that could be hauled to the plant, will we get grain bin sections? They have to be hauled somewhere. You have to, my camera keeps wanting to circle up. I'm going to see if I can change my mouse angle so I just go left and not on a diagonal, because I think that's what's been causing some angles. Anyways, the grain bins and some of the other kind of building pieces I think would be great additions to the game, especially, once I said, the grain bin sections for something like the ethanol plants, as if they're building a new grain bin at that facility. I think that would be a neat touch, at least personally. We'll see if that comes to fruition. And I got to get over here. Lots of lane changes, which is good. Make sure we slow down, though. We don't want all the milk to go flying. That would not be a good day. I mean, the crates get all wrapped up quite well. I know that one firsthand, actually. They're all wrapped up quite well, but, I guess depends if you're, do milk crates or jugs? I guess it depends on your where you are in the world and how the packaging is done. Either way, they're normally packaged quite well, but you don't want to be doing a corner at 60 miles an hour and just whipping in on the on-ramp and just say a little prayer. That's not the best way to drive it. Definitely not the most realistic. So I gotta remember, slow down on the corners. It's always a good idea to do. Okay, we're gonna make a merge over here. Beautiful stuff. So yes, Iowa, that's the most recent update, at least as of recording this video. We have the ethanol plants, and as I mentioned in summary, I think it's going to be a really great addition. Bring in a number of unique cargo types, I would assume, at least not delivery opportunities at very least. So I think it's going to be a really neat industry, and there's going to be plenty other industries as well in Iowa, and I'm looking forward to learning more about it. Obviously, any new state DLC is exciting. I'm never going to complain with that, and we'll just have to see how things go. So I decided to take a bit of a cruise across Missouri today, trying to touch on some of the other areas. Admittedly, I haven't been able to kind of find a delivery that suits really well down in the southeastern section, and I think it's just because of the duration of videos I've been wanting to make as of late. The deliveries either coming out or going to those just haven't fit in, but I am going to try and prioritize that very soon. I do have a little bit of other plans coming up here with videos and a couple unique mods that I'm going to be doing very, very shortly, which is exciting. But I've got some different showcases on the go, and I'll move around the map a little bit, but then try and come back to Missouri to touch on those areas, because it's a wonderful area of Missouri, according to the screenshots, and I'd like to try it out. Finally getting across that. But to be honest, everything we're driving today, I personally have not seen before. We gotta slow down here. Use the good old brakes in this Volvo. I've never seen this before because I've never driven on these roads, and I honestly love the Missouri DLC overall. I know a lot of you have been enjoying it. I am glad to hear that because, well, I've been enjoying it as well. Whenever I get the chance to record, it has been absolutely fantastic to be here. But I want to head out to some of the other states as well. And in the recent episodes, you've probably noticed me starting to drive either out of the state or at least going from outside like we're doing today, albeit just barely, and then moving into Missouri itself. So I'm going to try and obviously move around the state a little bit more now, get some extra diversity in before we basically hunker down with another state DLC whenever that does come. But I've got some plans, which is going to be very exciting. But I will have to hit Southern Missouri, and that is definitely on the list. Don't you worry about that. Now, I must say thank you to everyone who has been supporting the channel recently. It's been absolutely insane to see the support here, and admittedly there's been times where I haven't been able to get very consistent with uploads, and I'm happy to say that that is mainly changing. But again, I say that, and painfully it doesn't always come through because something comes out of the woodworks and it doesn't happen. But I'm trying to get more out now. Things have changed for the better, and we're just gonna have to go from there. But we're going to see what happens. But I do appreciate all the support. It is absolutely incredible once again to see the numbers. Say what you want. I've explained it before. It's not my motivation, but at the same time, I'd be lying if I said, you know, it's not part of it. It's the YouTube way of it. But I do this because I enjoy it, and it's been painful for me not to be able to do it. So it's nice to be able to do it now. But there's a lot of great things coming. I know I keep saying it, but trust me, things are actually happening now for the channel. Some different things coming up, which I'm excited to share soon. And overall, just exploring, whether it's different games, more content here in ATS especially. A lot of good things coming just around the corner. But it has been incredible to see the growth on the channel, and there's a couple milestones actually just coming up in a couple videos time actually, and I will mention that at that point. But it's exciting and a huge milestone, and I can't believe that we've reached it. So once again, thank you for all the support to date. Thank you to the members who are just supporting the channel, because unfortunately, I mean, I can't really offer a ton in terms of extra channel membership benefits at this point, but to everyone who does chip in monetarily that way, honestly, bottom of my heart, thank you. You allow me to make a lot of upgrades, I can tell you that, to things to make better content for you. That's my return to you as well, but also just make my life a little bit easier so I can try and make these videos more efficiently as well, so I can get more of them out to you. And that's been a big part of the sim rig upgrade that I've been doing, and very happily have completed, at least to the point that I think I'm going to leave it for now. And absolutely insane. So much better to make videos on across varying degrees of games. It's going to be fantastic, I can tell you that much. And will I share the setup? Maybe. I'll leave it at that. I'll see. Anyways, when it comes to things coming up here for ATS, obviously we've got many map DLCs on the go. We've got 3 currently, actually. And do I have to get over where the lane is reducing on my side? So I got to get over here to the right lane, which would make sense anyways, considering, well, you know, I am a truck. I shouldn't be hogging the left lane. Obviously, a lot of DLCs coming up for ATS in terms of, you know, the different map expansions and so on, and some areas that, of course, we'd like to see more. I've talked about that quite a bit. The trucks. What's going on with the Kenworth T680 at this point? And for those who don't know, the T680 Next Gen was added, oh man, a while ago now. There was supposed to, and it was added as an anniversary edition, I should add. The entire, shall I say, package of the T680, the T680 Next Gen, so that would have been the day cab, you know, all the different options and customizations for the truck, was supposed to, according to when the special edition launched, it was supposed to come in the following months. If my math is correct, we are now at least a year and a half, I think. Definitely a year. I think a year and a half past the release of that T680 Next Gen, even maybe more actually at this point. What is going on with that? As an ATS fan myself, obviously, I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't. What is going on? I mean, I understand there's most likely a lot of legalistic things with that. SEO Software has a lot on the go, and, you know, royalties and rights to different designs and trucks and naming royalties and rights are, that it's a whole other ball game of things. It's something that I don't have, you know, any knowledge on, so I'm sure there's a lot of complications that come along with that. But my word, it has definitely, I don't know what's happened to it, but it's kind of a shame that we only got the anniversary edition of that truck to date, and yet the rest of the truck update, or the rest of the truck modeling actually, is just nowhere to be seen. You can't customize it other than a paint job, and that's about that. So really unfortunate, I must say. I understand there must be reasons for it, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed to see that the T680 Next Gen isn't in the game yet. Again, as an ATS fan, that would be, it'd be huge to have that finally added. Again, when will that happen? Oh, they really wanted to slow down there. Truck decided not to roll through the light. Fair, but still, it could have probably done it. Anyways, I'd love to see that come in sooner than later. The Peterbilts, just even a tuning pack, okay? Like, just something. I have a feeling the delay on that is in a similar fashion to what's holding up the Kenworth negotiations at this point with, well, different Kenworth trucks even. Obviously, the W900 got a bit of a facelift. We've had special editions. We just had the Legacy Edition W900 in there, so, or added in recently. So SEO Software and the Packard Group obviously have good relations on that front. Kenworth, the division of Packard, obviously has decent regulation in terms of with the W900 stuff. We had the tuning pack, you know, all that good stuff. We had the T680 Anniversary Edition, as I mentioned, but it hasn't gone any farther than that. And now Peterbilt, the other side of Packard Group. Again, the 389, the 579 are pretty old. Well, they're like they're pretty much original, or are original American Truck Simulator trucks. So they're showing their age dramatically at this point. And I know it's been a huge talking point for people to say, when is this going to actually get a facelift? At very least, besides newer models coming into the game. Because obviously there's various next-gen models that Peterbilt has done, and there's plenty of other trucks, respectively for Kenworth and Peterbilt, that could be added to the game, but simply have not. And I gotta try and get over here, but we've got the car speeding up on our right-hand side. And I'll see if I can maybe get ahead of them here. Oh no, they're going to go ahead of me. Well, let's just let off and I'll let them go in front. And it'll all come over here. Well, there we go. I'm assuming the delay on, say, a tuning pack for, let's say, the Peterbilt 389. I'm assuming the delay on that has been regarding the rework of the truck itself, because why make a tuning pack for a truck that isn't going to be completely remodeled probably anyways. It is disappointing, I will say, and I'd love to know. I wish I could know when those reworks are coming, because again, Peterbilt trucks haven't been touched like ever since they came in. It'd be fantastic to have the another North American giant of a truck, especially for the customization side, which is a lot of what American Truck Simulator is, if you think about it. It's an excuse for a lot of trucking enthusiasts to be able to spend fake money in a game to customize these dream trucks that would cost a living fortune in real life. And you can get a taste of it. Besides, you know, the enjoyment of doing the trucking and so on, there is a visual aspect of being able to customize these trucks just for pure fun and enjoyment. Peterbilt's, that same as Kenworth's, but especially the 389 is a classic truck to be just absolutely, well, basically the trophy trucks of, or like the showroom trucks, basically, of North American transport. Like the 389 and W900, there you go to a lot of truck shows. There's a lot of them, in various colors and various designs, various kits, and aero parts. They are popular. That's where the tuning pack for the W900 has been glorious. When is it coming for the 389? Again, probably when they do the rework. When is the rework happening? All these questions keep stacking up. And is the delay in Peterbilt is kind of where I'm getting at this. For my mentality, and this is my thought, you can let me know in the comments if you agree with me or not. My question is the delay in the T680 Next Gen related to the delay in Peterbilt rework and so on? In my opinion, I think they are. I think that there's something behind the scenes going on. I don't want to create drama because that's not that it is. This is just my opinion, my 2 cents. I feel like there's just something going on where there's been this big holdup and there's a bit of a standstill when it comes to development of newer things, at very least on the Peterbilt side and to some degree on the Kenworth side. Why? Again, no idea, but I feel like there's just something happening that is related between the two. And I mean, maybe it's just coincidental, probably is, that, you know, they're both part of the same parent company and we're experiencing these delays in the various trucks. And that's where my thought is that there could be something behind the scenes. But the contrary to that is that we've just got the W900 Legacy Edition, and everything public-facing is massive support with Kenworth Trucks North America, or Kenworth Trucks in general, and SCS Software. There seems to be a great link there, at least on the surface. Again, no clue, but I feel this is just my, you know, again, ATS fan talking and brain trying to figure out to justify what's going on here. I just feel like there is something behind the scenes. This could be obvious, but like just something behind the scenes that is really holding that up. And it's probably licensing. And are the two related? I feel like they are, just because they are part of the same parent company. The W900, who knows what kind of agreement is there for the licensing on it. For all we know, when the W900 got reworked, there could have been an agreement made that they'd be doing various legacy editions and continue working on that. As soon as they get the licensing for the newer version of the W900, basically, they're fine. What's the delay in some of the other licenses? They probably haven't been touched since 2016 or before that. So that's that. I wish I could say I had more news on that. And I know some people think that, you know, even though, oh, we hit the sign with our camera. I know some people think that I have this magical link with SEO software because I get sent, you know, quite openly. I mentioned I get sent various DLCs to do first looks at and so on. Yes, I do have links with SEO software. They send me DLCs to look at in early access. No, I do not have links with SEO software on upcoming content and unconfirmed things. Absolutely not. I, you know, chat with them occasionally, various channels. That's a very fortunate thing I do have, to be able to talk with they're wonderful community managers, but I can't pry information from them. And I don't play a role in, you know, the decision on when things get done or, you know, knowing when these agreements are being placed and the reasonings why, for the very reason because I do this. I create videos and talk and blabber along in a lot of videos as well. That's a big liability in all fairness, and that's something I realize for them. It's the same for all content creators, right? We have this massive platform, and although there's a lot of trust, and I am absolutely thankful that SEO software has a huge amount of trust in me. They always provide early access as of this point, and I mean, obviously it's not guaranteed ever, but I'm very fortunate that we have a great relationship back and forth. I can confidently say that. You know, they've realized it's the same thing for everyone, but even though we have such a close relationship, we can trust whatever, there are legal reasons why I can't know things. And I don't work for them. I don't get paid to do what I do. Simple as that. I get sent things, but that's basically my payment. Here's say a DLC, and you have fun with that, and then go from there. I don't actually have to deliver here. Where am I delivering? Oh, right here. Oh. I thought it was going to be back there. Oh, just waiting for me. waiting to get the milk delivery. Okay. Well, how am I going to do this? Okay, we got lots of room over here, so we're going to play it tomorrow. Anyway, so some people think I have this magical link. I know I've been kind of all over the place today in this video, but we need to have a bit of a more casual chat. Haven't done that for a while. Ride the curb a little bit, that's fine. I know a lot of people I think I have this magical link with SEO software and I can get all this information. I have all this information. I don't. Trust me, I wish I did. Because then I wouldn't be making or having these discussions where I'm thinking all the time. But at the same time, then I'd be honest and spoil things probably. Whether it's intentional or not, I could make that mistake. And that's not something I want to do because I want to be honest with you guys and also not put words into the mouths of SEO software and let them have their news to share. And I think I may have... Oh, I think I could salvage this a little bit. Yep, I did. I'm going to just basically snake my way back and forth here a little bit. I think I'm going to be very close on that back side. So I'm going to try and get it back this way a little bit. Yeah, I got close. Oh, man. I think I am hugging the wall a little bit, but that's okay. We'll come back. It's not going to be perfectly centered in the dock door. Just not overly ideal. But, it's not awful. They can make that work. So, without further ado, thank you so much for watching. It has been a great episode here in ATS Showcase. It's great to be back. Great to be driving this Volvo once again. And great to be coming here to Rolla, a city that I have mispronounced many times in the past. And I will try to never do once again. Comment down below if you want to see anything in particular from me. And otherwise, thank you all once again so much for watching. And I will see you in the next one.